Have you noticed changes in your energy, drive, or confidence since turning 60? Maybe breakfast is just a quick cup of coffee, or you find yourself feeling less steady, less strong, or not quite yourself where it matters most. Here's a surprising truth. What you eat first thing in the morning could be making all the difference, not just for your day, but for your blood flow, your muscles, and even your intimacy. I'm Dr. Benjamin Carter. After more than 30 years caring for men across America, I've seen this pattern again and again. Most men don't realize how breakfast can quietly support healthy circulation, muscle strength, and vitality, or slowly chip away at them. I can't tell you how many times a simple breakfast change made my patients feel 10 years younger, sometimes even turning around issues they thought were just age. The good news? It's not about fancy diets, expensive supplements, or giving up your favorite foods. The answer is 5 simple, familiar foods, proven by science and my own experience in clinic to help men over 60 restore blood flow, rebuild strength, and rediscover confidence where it matters most. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments, what's your go-to breakfast? Your story could help another man. And if you want to feel stronger and more in control as you age, hit subscribe so you never miss a science-backed tip made just for men over 60. Let's get started. Here are the 5 breakfast foods that could help you reclaim your mornings and your strength. In my decades of caring for men all across the country, one of the most common confessions I hear is how breakfast has become little more than a cup of coffee and a piece of toast. For so many men over 60, that morning meal is almost an afterthought. Yet time and again, I've seen how the smallest breakfast shift can trigger truly remarkable changes. The food I recommend most often is probably already in your refrigerator: whole eggs. I've watched men who felt frustrated by fatigue, low drive, or unsteady mornings regain a sense of energy and even restore intimacy simply by making eggs a regular part of their breakfast. Let's break down why this matters. Whole eggs, especially with the yolk, deliver a concentrated dose of the nutrients your body quietly craves as you age. Every large egg provides about 6 grams of high-quality protein and nearly 200 milligrams of cholesterol, which according to the latest American Heart Association guidelines is safe for most healthy older adults when kept to around 1 egg per day. What most people don't realize is that the yolk is where almost all the good stuff lives. You'll find vitamin D to support healthy blood flow and hormone balance, vitamin B12 and choline for nervous system support, and leucine, an amino acid that actually helps repair and maintain muscle tissue. This isn't just theory. Richard, a 67-year-old retired mailman from Dallas, told me how his mornings used to be slow and his energy nearly always faded by lunchtime. He rarely ate more than a piece of toast before rushing out the door. But after we made a simple change, 2 whole eggs most mornings, scrambled with spinach or sometimes in a veggie omelet, he was amazed. He called me a few weeks later to say he'd started waking up with more energy, feeling steadier on his feet, and even noticing a spark returning in moments of intimacy. For Richard, breakfast wasn't just a meal, it became a turning point. So if you're looking for a way to gently support your circulation, muscle strength, and overall confidence, try starting your morning with 2 whole eggs, prepared however you like. If you don't care for them plain, add vegetables or serve with a slice of whole grain toast. If you have heart disease or high cholesterol, it's wise to begin with 1 egg and speak to your doctor. Results can absolutely vary. Some men feel a difference within weeks, while others may need a little more time or personalized guidance. Have you tried adding eggs to your breakfast? If you have, I'd love to hear what worked for you. Share your tips or results in the comments below. Your story might inspire another man who's looking to make a healthy change. Now let's talk about another breakfast food that can quietly clear out your arteries and support strong blood flow. Beets. I can't count how many men have looked at me skeptically when I mentioned beets as a game changer for circulation. It's true. Beets aren't everyone's childhood favorite. But over the years, I've witnessed dramatic improvements in lab results, stamina, and even confidence in men who start making beets a regular part of their meals. Many men who once pushed them aside now find themselves surprised by just how much better they feel, often within weeks of this simple addition. Here's why beets matter, especially after 60. When you eat beets, whether roasted, boiled, or blended into a juice, your body converts their natural nitrates into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a key molecule that helps relax and open your blood vessels, allowing for smoother, more powerful blood flow. This is essential for heart health, steady energy, and yes, reliable performance where it matters most. Clinical studies show that just half a cup to 1 cup of cooked beets, or an 8-ounce glass of beet juice, enjoyed 3 or 4 times a week, can help improve circulation and even support healthier blood pressure for many older adults. Let me share the story of Frank, a 71-year-old retired truck driver from Arizona. Frank never liked beets growing up, and honestly wouldn't have given them a second thought if not for a conversation we had in my office. His main complaints were sluggishness and feeling cold in his legs, especially in the mornings. We agreed he'd try adding roasted beets to his lunch 3 times a week, just a small serving to start. Within a few weeks, Frank called to say he felt more comfortable during his daily walks and noticed less numbness in his feet. Even more, he found himself moving with more ease at the gym, and his blood pressure readings had started to come down. If you're ready to give beets a try, aim for half a cup to 1 cup of cooked beets, roasted or boiled, at least 3 times per week. If you prefer, blend them into a smoothie with apple or orange, or sip a small glass of beet juice. The taste can be earthy, so mixing with other fruits can help. If you take blood thinners or have a history of kidney stones, especially oxalate stones, it's wise to check with your doctor before adding beets regularly. Start with a small amount and listen to your body as you go. Some men feel benefits quickly, while others may take a few weeks or need to adjust the serving size. There's no need to expect overnight miracles, but steady, healthy routines add up. If you've tried beets before, I'd love to hear about your favorite recipe or any changes you noticed. Drop a comment below so others can learn from your experience. Up next, let's look at another breakfast upgrade that's as comforting as it is powerful for your heart and arteries. Oats with chia seeds. One of the simplest and most powerful breakfast shifts I've seen in my practice is swapping out sugary, processed cereals for a hearty bowl of oats with chia seeds. Men who make this change are often amazed by how much lighter their legs feel, how their energy stabilizes throughout the morning, and in many cases, how their blood pressure readings start to improve. For many men, it's the first step toward breaking the cycle of mid-morning crashes and feeling sluggish before lunch. The secret lies in the combination of beta-glucan fiber found in oats and the healthy omega-3s and minerals packed into chia seeds. A single half cup of dry oats, which cooks up to about a full bowl, gives you 4 grams of fiber and 5 grams of protein. This particular kind of fiber, beta-glucan, has been shown to help lower LDL cholesterol, the kind that can clog your arteries, and support overall heart health. Add a tablespoon of chia seeds, and you'll get 2 more grams of fiber along with a gentle boost of omega-3s, which help keep blood vessels flexible and relaxed. These nutrients work together to help clean the walls of your arteries, allowing oxygen-rich blood to reach the muscles and nerves that keep you feeling strong, balanced, and alert. Consider Henry, a 70-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. He used to start each morning with a sugary cereal, hoping it would give him enough energy to tackle his day. But instead, he'd often find himself tired by mid-morning, with legs that felt heavy and restless. When Henry switched to a simple breakfast of oats, chia seeds, a handful of berries, and a sprinkle of cinnamon, he told me that not only did his legs feel lighter, but he also started waking up with more motivation to move and less stiffness in his joints. Over a few weeks, he even noticed his blood pressure improving and found he could walk farther without getting winded. If you want to make this change yourself, try having oats with chia seeds at least 4 times a week. If you like a cold breakfast, soak the oats and chia overnight in milk or yogurt for a quick, creamy start to your day. If you're not used to eating a lot of fiber, start with a small serving, about 1/3 cup dry oats, and gradually work up as your digestion adjusts. Everyone's body's a little different. Some men notice better energy right away, while others need a couple of weeks for their system to catch up and show the benefits. Do you already have a favorite oatmeal combination? I'd love to know what works for you. Post your ideas or tips below. Sometimes the smallest tweak can make all the difference for another man in our community. And if you're looking for a natural way to quickly boost blood flow and support energy, the next breakfast food might surprise you. Let's talk about watermelon. If you've never thought of watermelon as a breakfast food, you're not alone. Yet over the years, I've seen more than a few men regain morning energy and even confidence in their intimate lives by simply adding a few slices of watermelon to their morning routine. Many are surprised when I first suggest it, but I've watched this juicy fruit become a quiet, secret weapon for circulation among men in their 70s and beyond. The science behind watermelon is as refreshing as its taste. Watermelon is rich in a natural compound called L-citrulline, which your body converts into L-arginine. That, in turn, supports the production of nitric oxide, the same molecule we discussed with beets. Nitric oxide helps relax and widen blood vessels, improving blood flow throughout your body, including to areas where you may want it most. Just 1 cup of watermelon contains about 250 milligrams of L-citrulline. While it isn't a replacement for medication, studies suggest that consistent intake of watermelon can gently support better circulation over time. Let me tell you about Bill, a 74-year-old retired engineer living in Florida. Bill had always loved watermelon, but never thought to include it in his breakfast. When he started eating 2 or 3 slices first thing in the morning, sometimes with the white part of the rind blended into a juice, he noticed something different. After about a week, he told me he felt a new sense of energy in the mornings and even experienced a welcome return of intimacy with his partner. Something he hadn't expected from a simple dietary shift. If you're interested in giving watermelon a try, enjoy 2 or 3 slices, about 1 to 2 cups, on an empty stomach before your main breakfast. Including some of the white rind is a great way to boost the benefit, as that's where the highest concentration of L-citrulline is found. If you don't care for it plain, you might blend it into a smoothie with a squeeze of lime, or mix the rind with other fruits for a refreshing juice. If you have diabetes or are watching your blood sugar, keep your portions small and monitor your glucose as you go. Watermelon is a supportive addition, not a replacement for any prescribed medications, and is best enjoyed as part of a balanced routine. Some men notice a gentle boost in energy and circulation within days, while others may need to be patient and allow the benefits to build over time, especially if they're dealing with chronic health issues. Have you ever used watermelon to support your circulation or energy? I invite you to share your story in the comments. Let's help each other discover new ways to feel our best. But for lasting energy and stable circulation, there's one more breakfast food that might surprise you with its humble power: the steamed sweet potato with just a pinch of Celtic salt. So many men I meet have fallen into the habit of skipping breakfast altogether, or they reach for a donut or something sweet on the way out the door. Over the years, I've shown countless men the power of starting the day with a simple, nourishing sweet potato topped with just a pinch of Celtic sea salt. Again and again, I've seen how this humble change helps older men feel lighter, steadier on their feet, and noticeably more energetic as the morning goes on. Sweet potatoes are more than just a comfort food. They're packed with complex carbohydrates that break down slowly, delivering steady energy to your muscles and brain instead of the quick sugar spike and crash you get from pastries or white bread. Just half of a medium sweet potato provides around 12 grams of carbs and 2 grams of fiber, giving your body lasting fuel for the first half of your day. When you combine that with a small pinch, about 1/8 of a teaspoon, of Celtic sea salt, you add a range of trace minerals that help your body balance hydration, nerve impulses, and even muscle function. Celtic salt is rich in magnesium and potassium, minerals that support healthy blood pressure and keep your muscles working smoothly, but you only need a little. If you have to limit salt for blood pressure reasons, use the smallest pinch or simply skip it and talk with your doctor about the right balance for you. Let me introduce you to Thomas, a 70-year-old retired mechanic from Michigan. He came to see me because he was struggling with heavy legs and a sense of dullness every morning that even coffee couldn't shake. After switching his breakfast to half a steamed sweet potato with a pinch of Celtic salt and a glass of warm water, he noticed a shift in just a few days. Thomas told me he felt steadier when he got out of bed, and he no longer needed to grip his nightstand just to stand up. The heavy feeling in his legs faded, and he found his morning walks became easier and more enjoyable. If you want to try this approach, start with half a steamed sweet potato before your main breakfast, topped with just a pinch of Celtic sea salt. If you're not a fan of plain sweet potato, mash it with a little cinnamon or mix it into a breakfast hash with other veggies. Adjust your portion to suit your appetite and start small if you have concerns about blood sugar. Some men notice more balanced energy within a week, while others may need a little longer to feel the difference. As always, tailor the amount and frequency to your needs and check with your provider if you're managing any chronic health issues. If you're already a fan of sweet potatoes, I'd love to know how you enjoy them in the morning. Share your recipes or tips in the comments below. Your creativity could help another man find a new favorite. Now that you've discovered these powerful foods, let's talk about how to put them all together and build a morning routine that really supports your vitality. The real difference comes when you turn knowledge into action. Don't wait for the perfect Monday or the right moment. Just pick one of these simple breakfast upgrades and give it a try tomorrow. Choose the food that feels easiest to start, whether it's eggs, beets, oats with chia, sweet potato, or a couple of slices of watermelon. Notice how you feel after a week, then try mixing in another option to keep your routine fresh and enjoyable. Remember, it's not about being perfect or following every tip at once. It's about steady, small steps that add up over time. If you miss a morning or find a certain food doesn't sit well with you, adjust and move forward. Pair your new breakfast with a quick walk or a bit of stretching to get your blood flowing and your mind clear for the day ahead. Your feedback matters here. Share your progress, questions, or tips in the comments and help build a community where men can support and motivate each other. Every bit of experience counts, and your story just might be what inspires someone else to reclaim their mornings and their strength. Let's take a moment to reflect on what you've just learned. Over the last few minutes, we've explored 5 powerful, familiar foods: whole eggs, beets, oats with chia seeds, watermelon, and steamed sweet potato with Celtic salt. Each of these foods supports your blood flow, energy, muscle health, and confidence in its own unique way. More importantly, you've seen that small, steady changes in your morning routine can add up to real progress over time. There's no magic bullet, just the simple habit of showing up for yourself, meal by meal and day by day. Maybe you'll start with one food. Maybe you'll try 2. The key is to keep moving forward, even if some days feel easier than others. Every healthy breakfast, every small walk, and every positive comment you share in our community helps you and other men build a stronger, more vibrant life. If you found today's advice helpful, give this video a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and hit subscribe so you never miss a new tip made just for men over 60. If you have questions, personal stories, or a topic you want to see next, leave a comment. I read every single one, and your ideas help shape future videos. Remember, your best years can still be ahead. It's never too late to feel stronger, live bolder, and take charge of your health. I'm Dr. Benjamin Carter. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not replace medical advice. Please consult your healthcare provider before making changes to your diet, exercise, or supplement routine, especially if you have underlying health conditions.